Johnny and I have arrived in the Caribbean to join a 40-foot sailing boat called Jemima. At the end of last year, Johnny's dad and sister sailed her from England across the Atlantic. Now we're stepping aboard to sail with Johnny's dad, Charlie, from Antigua down to Bequia, visiting Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We'll hike to incredible viewpoints, snorkel in the Big Blue, swim and dive off the boat, kayak in remote spots, and of course spend a lot of time sailing. I'm excited to share the next 2 weeks with you on board Jemima. After several squalls, the weather improved and we took to the kayak. Jemima is a 40-foot ovni cruising cutter. She's a high-performance aluminium boat built for long-distance sailing. She has a lifting keel, which means she can reach shallower bays. When sailing close to shore, onlookers who don't know about the keel can get pretty worried. To be free, one needs constant and unrelenting vigilance over one's weaknesses. A vigilance which requires a moral energy most of us are incapable of manufacturing. We relax back into the molds of habit. They are secure, they bind us and keep us contained at the expense to freedom. To break the molds, to be heedless of the seductions of security, is an impossible struggle, but one of the few that count. To be free is to learn, to test yourself constantly, to gamble. Robin Davidson. The brown pelican is a 4 to 5 foot long coastal seabird. Its bill and pouch are used to scoop up fish. They dive headfirst from up to 60 feet in the air to catch the fish.
I'm eating all the scratchings, but they get in there soon.
This morning we're sailing around the island of Antigua to English Harbour, where the super yachts are. It's a slow morning and there's always enough time for swimming.
Wind's coming out of the eastish. So we're sailing coastals, upwind. Sails are good. Doing about 4.5 knots over the ground.
After a short sail, we've arrived in English Harbour and kayak around to see the area. Serenity has definitely seen better days. This is the burial stone of Anne Gladwin, the wife of Edward Gladwin, who was a British soldier in Antigua in the 18th century. We're hiking up to Shirley Heights, a British military complex built to protect against French invasion in around 1781 to 1788. It was named after the governor, Sir Thomas Shirley. Shout out to my friend Ben, who is anchored right next to us, to our starboard side. This is the guardhouse, where soldiers maintained 4 guns on the sun platform and the signal post above the building. We've just arrived at Shirley Heights and the view is incredible. We came up here when it was a little bit darker, towards the end of the day at 6 p.m. And so there's not many people around now and it's getting darker, and I think we'll probably watch the sunset, so it's just really beautiful. But yeah, look at this view. The walk to get here took about, I don't know, half an hour maybe? Probably a little bit longer, but it felt quite quick. We walked straight past a grave stone from a person who was buried here several hundred years ago. It was really interesting that the gravestone was just in the middle of the path. I've always wanted to come to the Caribbean I've wanted to come here for about 4 to 5 years maybe, so it's so nice that I can eventually be here, tick this off the bucket list, but not just tick it off the bucket list, just really enjoy it, and enjoy actually being here. It's really, really cool that we get to sail here. But yeah, there's little plaques around with information on them, so I'm going to go and read them and find out more about this area. there's always little noises, and you just don't know what it's going to be, if it's going to be like a little creature, just because I've never been here before, so that's always fun. Shirley Heights is 490 feet high and is situated on a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It has Thursday reggae nights and Sunday sunset party nights with steel pan music and barbecues. The closest marina you can see is English Harbour and Nelson's Dockyard. The one in the background is Falmouth Harbour, which hosts some of the biggest super yachts. The town combines 18th century British naval history with restaurants and shops. This morning we are sailing the Guadeloupe Passage southbound to Deshaies. It is famous for brown sugar and rum. What bliss to be in the cockpit, with the sun and warm breeze on one's skin, just watching the sea and the sky and the sails. Sir Francis Chichester. While sailing, we set out 2 fishing lines at the stern of the boat. Every so often we put up the lines to see if we've caught any fish. A lot of the time we catch seaweed instead, so we have to pull it off the line and throw it back into the ocean, hoping we'll catch some fish next time. We did catch a barracuda, but these are poisonous to eat.
I think Ben Nevis is about 1-3.
I'm hoping it's in a hole.
No, it's not. Go.
Filming on a moving sailboat can be really difficult. I always have to hold the camera so it doesn't fall over. I think a wider lens or something to stick it on would really help. We've arrived in Deshaies in northwestern Guadeloupe. It's the filming location for the BBC series Death in Paradise and the fictional Caribbean island of Sainte Marie. This church is right next to the police station in the TV series. It's a small fishing village with colourful houses, idyllic beaches and great bakeries. The bay is also popular for snorkeling, which is exactly what we're about to go do. Fan corals are soft-bodied colonial marine invertebrates found globally in warm, shallow and deep reefs. They rely on strong currents to capture plankton and microorganisms, with 8 tentacled polyps. They grow perpendicular to the current for maximum feeding efficiency, and they provide a habitat to seahorses and crustaceans. The black and white lionfish is an invasive species which has populated Caribbean reefs. This has impacted local ecosystems where they consume reef fish. They have venomous spines but look really beautiful. They can change colour when threatened. The orange cup coral is also a non-native species. It originates from the Indo-Pacific and likely arrived via ship hulls in the 1940s. The giant barrel sea sponge is the most prominent sponge species in the Caribbean. Some are estimated to be over 2,000 years old. One can filter over 1,000 gallons of water per day. Caribbean sea turtles have existed for over 110 million years. There are leatherbacks, hawksbills, greens, loggerheads, and Kemp's ridleys. Leatherbacks are the largest, weighing up to 2,000 pounds and can dive over 3,000 feet. Sea turtles can hold their breath for up to 5 to 7 hours while resting. Garfish have existed for over 157 million years, known for their long needle-toothed jaws and diamond-shaped scales. Johnny is checking the hull for algae slime or barnacles, which can slow the boat down and increase fuel consumption. Aluminium sailing boats are strong, durable and safe. They are lighter than fiberglass, immune to rust and largely impact resistant. It's day 4, and we're on passage to Iles, a group of small islands in the archipelago south of Guadeloupe. We'll anchor at Tir de Haut. We're sailing at 4.6 knots with a bearing of 226 degrees, which is southwest. To raise the sails, we head directly into the wind, release the boom vang, and use the halyard with a winch to hoist the sail to the top of the mast. Guadeloupe is made up of 2 main islands that are separated by a narrow channel, which resembles a butterfly's wings. Despite extinctions, it hosts raccoons, mongooses, and unique birds like the purple-throated carib.
It's just by on our starboard side, so we are just on our starboard side.
So we've changed the foresail from a genoa to a spinnaker for sailing downwind. This acts as a large balloon to catch the wind. Baguettes are a staple food on the French Caribbean islands and one of the cheapest foods in the Caribbean, made with only wheat flour, water, salt and yeast. I really don't know why it is that all of us are so committed to the sea, except I think it's because, in addition to the fact that the sea changes, and the light changes, and the ships change, it's because we all come from the sea. And it is an interesting biological fact that all of us have in our veins the exact same percentage of salt in our blood that exists in the ocean, and therefore we have salt in our blood, in our sweat, in our tears. We are tied to the ocean, and when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch it, we are going back from whence we came. John F. Kennedy. Next time, we'll arrive in Ile de Saint Islands, south of Guadeloupe. We'll snorkel for more fish and turtles, explore the land, and sail to our next destinations, including dinner off Dominica and dishes off Martinique, all before a long passage to St. Lucia. We'll see you next time.